Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hope everyone is okay. And today I wanted to look at this story about ascension that people are talking about on social media, that we are ascending from third dimension to the fifth dimension, and that there's another planet Earth, a new Earth that we're going to be taken to, and that those of us who ascend will go to this new planet, and that we'll all be disappearing. Yeah, I'll probably sound a little bit sarcastic and contemptuous there. So let's just have a look at a few things. Okay, so the people who when they talk about the fifth dimension, they're saying that people are in touch with their higher consciousness, and they're actually advanced, consciously advanced or spiritually advanced in different things. And that these people are going to be going to disappear and going to this planet, this new Earth. Okay, so let's look back at the history first of all. Now, again, I like to look at simple facts as well as looking at the theories, the hypotheses, the suggestions, the ideas, and that. I will look at all of them. But at the end of the day, you need to look at simple facts as well, and you must not forget them. So, simple fact here, right? Going back in history, when you look at people who have been in history, and let's just mention a few names. I mean, you've got the prophets like Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus Christ, people like that. For instance, you've also got people like Gandhi, like the Dalai Lama, like there was another one I just thought of, and it's gone clean out of my head now. Oh yeah, Guru Nanak, the founder of the Sikh religion. Very interesting person. If you look him up, he is way ahead of his time. Born in the 1400s, absolutely way ahead of his time. Now, these people, and there are many others as well that I'm not mentioning. I could read a long list out, couldn't I? The people who are very spiritually advanced people. Did they disappear and go to another planet? Or did they actually mingle with humanity, the normal people like us, and teach us? I don't recall them disappearing or a spaceship coming down and grabbing hold of them. I'm going to take you to a new planet. Really? No, they didn't. Right. You don't need to disappear or go to a different dimension to be more spiritually evolved. All you need to do is go inside of yourself and look at yourself, look at your shadow side, look at the good parts, the bad parts, and look at yourself. Right? Meditation is a good way of doing that. Just get in touch with your higher consciousness and searching for God inside of yourself, and also seeing God everywhere around you. Right? This is just very basic things that you can do to help yourself be more spiritually evolved and more ascended as a higher being. It doesn't mean that you're going to disappear. Right? I've actually heard people thinking that they're going to disappear and what's going to happen to my kids. Right? This is fear. These people are actually afraid that they think that they're so spiritually involved that they're going to disappear and leave their kids, and the kids are going to be without a parent and vulnerable. I I absolutely it leaves me in shock the way some people believe these things. I do believe you can get into a higher consciousness. There are so many people who've done it, right? And they haven't been carried off in spaceships, right? when it's their time to pass over, then that will happen, right? We born, we die at some point. That's a fact of life. So at some point, these people will pass over to the next stage of life on the other side of existence. So why do these people think that they're suddenly going to go from one dimension to another dimension, but they have to disappear to do it? I get bloody real, for God's sake. Yeah, and maybe I shouldn't be so sarcastic, but some of the things people are willing to believe without looking at basic facts just really surprises me. Um, you're not just going to disappear. People don't just disappear. All right. And if you want to be spiritually evolved, then one of the things, again, that you need to do is keep an open mind. Look at all these different things, right? Again, I'm not saying don't listen to these people who are saying these things. You have to listen to it because you have to get the different viewpoints from all sides. Right? When you've got a coin, you've got heads and tails on the coin. Otherwise, there's no value to it, is there? So you have to look at all the sides, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle. So, as I say, you can be more evolved, you can get to a higher state of consciousness by doing different things yourself. And you don't need to believe that you're going to disappear or go to another planet or be carried off in a spaceship or anything like that. Right. These are stories that I believe have been deliberately put out by people who have an agenda. They are trying to make people afraid for whatever reason. If you look at some of these cults, like Heaven's Gate that I mentioned, and as I say, there was another one as well, which the name of it's clean gone out of my head, but that they believed that they were going to go on spaceships. So they killed their own children and then they committed suicide because of that belief. Because some person told them and managed to manipulate them into doing that. So ask yourselves this: are you going to allow other people to manipulate you into getting into that state of mind? Because if you do, then you're certainly not evolving and you're certainly not going into a higher consciousness because you've allowed somebody to manipulate you. You need to start thinking for yourself and start looking at all the different things. Like I say, you do need to look at that information, those ideas, but look at facts as well. And yeah, let's pick some cards on it, shall we? Rather than me giving my opinions out, let's pick some cards. Okay, right. Let's question: is humanity going to go into a different dimension? Is humanity changing dimension? Let's try that one. Is humanity changing dimension? Is humanity changing dimension? Right, so I've got one upside down. Look at that, 10 of wands. Yeah, upside down. There's a guy carrying all of the sticks. So he's just dropped them all, basically, when he's upside down. That's the normal way, just to show you. There's his home, where he's going. That could be representative of our planet, couldn't it? So he's dropped all the sticks, wants to leave everything. Basically, what I was saying about people who believe that they're going to go to another planet. So it's almost like he's dropped everything. Maybe this is the planet here that he's on, and he sees another one. He thinks it's better. Off he goes, but he's upside down. So he's thinking not straight. I think when it's upside down as well, because this is ones is energy and activity. So when it's upside down, it's almost like he's stopped the activity. So it's like he's not helping himself, which is what I've been saying, isn't it? Don't allow people to manipulate you. Think for yourself and look at all sides and all the facts before you decide what you're going to believe or not believe. And just don't allow people to manipulate you, because that's what they're doing. They're getting into your head. And I think that's a representing of that this guy has just dropped all his own thoughts, and that he's allowing people to manipulate him. He's not thinking for himself, and he thinks, oh, that looks like it's going to be better over there, but it's in the distance. It's almost like a mirage, isn't it? Hallucination, maybe. All right, let's look at, let's pick another card as well. Which one shall I pick? Let's pick an angel card, an angel oracle. I haven't used these for a while, so let's have a look. Okay, is humanity changing its dimension? So from that first card, I would say no, that's just in the mind, not thinking straight, in the mind. So let's look at this one. Is humanity about to change its dimension? What have we got? Interesting one. Study. Look at all the possibilities. Don't just pick one. Look at everything. Look at all the sides of the coin. Sometimes it's a bit of a maze, isn't it? But to get through the maze, you have to look at all the different routes to get through to see which one is the right one. And sometimes when you're going through a maze, you can go all the way around and then find out it's not the right one. That happens. But at the end of the day, we learn a lot from going that way. You know, it could be a mistake, but you always learn from your mistakes. But always, sometimes as well, we have to go that way to realize that actually, I know the one that's the right one. It's the third on the right down the back. You know, we can pinpoint where we need to go, and we can learn so much sometimes from going that wrong way. So this is again saying, if you're one of those people who does believe in this ascension thing and not realizing that there are ways to ascend, that you don't need to disappear, that it is actually a fact that we can evolve and go to a higher consciousness, but we don't need to disappear and go to another planet. We don't need to die. We don't need to be taken off by space aliens or anything like that. We can just do it ourselves. And if you look back at the people who have already been higher beings and have been on earth and have been teaching people, well, it's right there in front of you, isn't it? Right there in front of you. They didn't get carted off by a spaceship, did they? You didn't get some alien beings coming down and saying, hey, you, Dalai Lama, get on board here. We're going to take you off up there. No, it doesn't happen. Right. Yeah, I'm being facetious, sarcastic. Fine. Evolved by asking, is humanity going into fifth dimension? Is humanity going into fifth dimension? No, actually, I'm going to change that question. Let me ask this one. Is there a fifth dimension? Is there a fifth dimension? Let's see what comes up. I must be interested myself in this one. Is there a fifth dimension? Okay, this is flinging out at me. Death. But that's upside down. No change. What have I just said? You don't need to change to a higher evolve, right? You just go within inside of yourself and learn more about yourself, to know thyself. That's it. To know thyself. That is an occult rule, basically not a rule. A meaning of the occult is to know thyself, to go inside thyself and learn about yourself. No change. You don't need to disappear. You don't need to get carted off by a spaceship. You don't need to go to a different planet. Right? You can stay exactly where you are and learn more about yourself and become a higher being. But let's face it as well, though. Right? If when you become a better person and you keep an open mind and you realize you have to look at everything, you have to look at all the different possibilities, and you realize that God, that divinity is in everything. And a simple, because I find it's a lot easier to follow things when you turn it into something really, really simple. And to me, one of the most simplest things, or two of the most simplest things, first of all, when you're making something, when you're creating something, you're putting your energy into it. So if you're doing a painting, or if you're rewiring a house, or doing the plumbing, or if you're making some pottery, or reading the cards, or whatever it is that you're doing, that you're creating, you're putting your energy into it. So if you have the belief that there's a God and that God created everything, then as God was creating everything, God's energy was put into it. It's as simple as that. Therefore, the whole planet and everything on it has God's energy in it. Very simple. The other thing that I find I put into very simple terms, if you believe that God made everything, you are saying that God is the prime artist. Now, when you follow an artist and you respect an artist and you buy their work, like Michelangelo, Rubens, Rembrandt, whatever, and you think of these people who are like art collectors, they insure these things, these pieces of art, up to the hilt. They treat them as being absolutely priceless. But you can always say to them, is the one that you don't like? And they'll always say, well, I'm not really keen on that one there. Well, you say, well, did you insure it? Well, yeah, it's an artist's work. Of course, I've insured it. They're still treated as being priceless, even though it's one that they don't particularly like. Now, if you think that God is a prime artist, right? A simple thing, right? If you respect the artist, you are going to respect the artist's work and treat it as being priceless, even the ones that you don't like. It's as simple as that. It really is so simple. And straight away, you've gone up, right? It is so simple. Just turn everything into simple terms, simple facts, right? It's a simple fact. If you're going to respect an artist, you're going to respect their work. Even one that you don't like, you're going to treat as priceless because you respect the artist. Simple as that. Right, let's ask my angel cards as well. Is there a fifth dimension? Is there a fifth dimension? is there a fifth dimension? Truth and integrity. Right. What I'm getting from that is to look at the truth, look at facts, and go by integrity for yourself. Right. Act with truth and integrity, and you will start going higher. Everything you do, act with truth and integrity, sincerity, courage, and wisdom, and you'll start going upwards. It's as simple as that. It really is so simple, right? And stop allowing these other people to manipulate you, because like I say, it is manipulation, and they are trying to frighten people. In fact, some of them are, maybe trying is not the right word to use, because I think some people, they so firmly believe in this disappearance and what's happening, and I think that they're not actually trying to frighten people, but they are frightening people with some of the things that they're saying, and then they need to sort of quieten down. But then there are people deliberately trying to frighten people, and I have seen both sides there. So, like I say, act with truth and integrity, and you'll start going up. Straight away, you start going up. And also, I mean, as you can see there, all those little cherubs, the children, the woman, and that, and motherhood, loving, nurturing, caring, right, towards others, that as well. It's, you start going upwards. That's the way to do it. Not to believe people who are going to telling you you're going to disappear because you're going to another dimension. No, right? So let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to click subscribe, and I think you can click a notify button as well. That tells you when there's one on there. Otherwise, just keep looking. All right, and yeah, have a good day anyway, wherever you are in the world. And I hope you have a really good day and a good week. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.